What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Black, your internet relationship and breakup coach. It's a Friday morning here in Houston, Texas, and I'm a little bit under the weather, but I figured I'd come out and make this video for you to give you some motivation, to help you along your no contact and breakup journey. Today's topic is a little bit different. I want to share a personal story about the time when I broke no contact, and I do think it'll be helpful for you to help understand the psychology of the dumper. And I think this will be very powerful for you. So if you enjoy and appreciate this type of content, go ahead and leave a like button right now and subscribe to the channel. This is going to be a more personal story because it involves me, but it does have a lesson, so I hope it's helpful for you. Okay, so this story happened back in grad school, okay? So I went to college in Stillwater, Oklahoma State University. And at that time, I was dating this girl who was extremely attractive. She was a lot of fun. She was really, truthfully, a lot of fun. And we just got along. Like the first date that we met, we just hit it off and we were almost inseparable, okay? We were dating for about 6 months, but as the relationship progressed, I could just kind of tell that we weren't compatible long-term, and I was looking for a long-term relationship and marriage and so on and so forth because my family, or just where I come from, that's kind of how things had been set up. And that's what I believed I needed to do for myself. Obviously, as I've grown and matured, I've had different life experiences, and now I've been able to form my own principles. But at the time, I was looking for marriage and all of those things, and I just didn't feel like we were on the same page and we were compatible. So after about 6 months, I can't remember exactly what the issue was, but we had a disagreement, and I was like, you know what, this isn't working. I think we should just take some time. She was like, oh, if we take some time, it's never gonna work, and basically gave me an ultimatum. And I was like, then I think we should just go ahead and end it. So, at that point, I'd already been building up to where I wanted to walk away. So it wasn't that difficult for me. And right after the breakup, immediately, she did some of the things that I cautioned you not to do. She messaged people on Instagram that she thought I was interested in. So let's say I followed a new person, a new woman. She would go message them and, just kind of tell them bad things about me. But anyway, so it was extremely unattractive. And I think I ended up blocking her, or maybe she did that and I reached out kind of like, what are you doing? And she blocked me, whatever the case may be. But I didn't worry about her for months, probably 3 to 4 months. Didn't cross my mind because, I wanted to break up. I wanted to move on. And so one day I ended up going out, and I was supposed to meet with one of my friends, but for some reason, he ended up standing me up. I think he planned to come later, but ended up not showing up. We just had finals. It was an extremely stressful week, and so I was like, I'm gonna go out with my friends, cut loose, grab a drink, have a good time. And so I'm out at the bar, and I'm just kind of low-key by myself. Most people are in groups. There's probably a few people sitting at the bar, but I'm outside at the bar by myself, have a drink in hand, and then I see my ex-girlfriend walk in with a friend of hers, and she just looked amazing. She looked extremely gorgeous. She's laughing, she's having a great time. Obviously, this was unplanned. I hadn't run into her in months, and we lived in the same city. And so I see her with her friend, and she's just looking amazing. And I'm a little tipsy, right? So I just walk up to her, like, hey, start trying to have a conversation. She was nice and kind, but obviously I could tell she was a little, uncomfortable. And I was just like, why isn't she chasing me? This is what was in my, I ended things. Why isn't she excited to see me, etc., etc.? So she goes, she's still hanging out with her friends. I'm alone, so I'm having another drink. And so at this point, it's just all downhill from here. So I'm maybe on my second or third drink. I see her again. I walk up to her and she's like, hey, do you just want to talk? I was like, sure. And then we go and then we have a conversation. And now all of a sudden I'm spilling my guts. Like, I miss you and I think we could work it out and this and that. And I'm saying all of these things because essentially in that moment, even though I knew the things I knew and I didn't think we were compatible, in that moment, she's living her best life. She's living the life of her dreams. She's having fun with her girlfriend. There's a bunch of guys trying to hit on her and trying to talk to her. And me as the ex, I'm getting to see her in the limelight, getting to see other sides of her that I hadn't seen in a long time. And obviously she looked extremely attractive to me. She hadn't reached out to me. She hadn't texted me in months. She had basically moved on at this point. And I said all the things I could say. I expressed everything that I could express. But at that point, she just didn't have any emotions or feelings. And so she went about her business and I ended up by myself. And I think I ended up going home because my friend didn't show up. But what's interesting is that for the next few weeks, every little thing that I would do, like maybe I'm talking to a friend and they're like, hey, let's go to this restaurant. It'd be like, oh, that was the last place we went on a date. Every single place I went, I could not escape her. And she was literally on my mind for the next couple of months. And even though I have pride and I didn't reach out again after that, it truthfully was difficult. The breakup only hit me months later. Now I know it was triggered by seeing her, but I want you to recognize the dumper initially is not feeling the same things that you are. They're not in the same pain that you are. But a lot of times it may be a small trigger, a memory, someone says something, or they stop by a restaurant that you guys used to go to, or Google Photos, Instagram memories. Different things can come up that hits that trigger for your ex. And instantly, especially if you've given them the time and space, it allows them to see you in a different light. Remember, when the breakup happened, your ex saw you in your worst possible light because one, they already wanted to leave the relationship. And then two, now they're seeing you from a perspective of weak, needy, and insecure if you were begging and chasing like most people tend to do. So I wanted to share this story with you to know that all hope is not lost. And just because you're not hearing from your ex right now does not mean this is not going to hit them later. So be patient, trust the process, stay in no contact, make sure you're connecting with friends and family and having a good time. If you live in the same city as your ex, make sure you're always looking good because you never know when you might run into them out in public. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoy these types of personal stories about breakups and no contact, I'm definitely happy to share some of my personal experiences and how I got here to where I am today. So if you have more questions about that, leave comments in the comment section below. Make sure you like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, and I will catch you in the next video. And oh, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, the quickest way to do so is to click the first link in the description. You can book a coaching call. We can talk about what you're going through. And lastly, I do have a breakup journal, a 30-day breakup journal. If you need it, just to help you navigate and get through this breakup, it's going to be the second link in the description. All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.